And it looked like DJnA Carrington has been labeled a thug by the WNBA.
NaLyssa Smith thought she was standing her ground, but what happened next shocked the entire WNBA. DJnA Carrington thrown out by security. Tensions flared, the arena erupted, and now the whole league is talking. What really went down between NaLyssa Smith and DJnA Carrington? And why is everyone saying this could lead to major consequences for the WNBA? Buckle up, because this is way more than just a scuffle. It's personal, it's heated, and it's bad. Let's start by setting the stage.
We just saw DJnA Carrington herself respond to it, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy.
The Indiana Fever were squaring off against the Connecticut Sun in what was supposed to be a regular season matchup. The Fever, led by rookie sensation Caitlin Clark and second-year star NaLyssa Smith, came into the game with a point to prove. They've been under intense media scrutiny, especially with Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise bringing more attention and pressure to the team. On the other side, the Connecticut Sun were rolling through the early season as one of the WNBA's most physical and defensively gritty teams. DJnA Carrington, known for her toughness, hustle, and ability to get under opponents' skin, had already developed a reputation as one of the league's fiercest enforcers. It all started in the third quarter. The Fever were struggling to hold momentum.
She's not coming any surprise, bro. We all know DJnA Carrington is ruthless. She has proven time and time again to partially be a UFC fighter.
Caitlin Clark had just been knocked down for the second time that quarter, and the referees weren't calling much. Tensions were rising. Fans could feel it. Then came the boiling point. NaLyssa Smith went up for a contested rebound, and DJnA Carrington came crashing in. Elbows out, body forward. There was contact, a lot of it. Smith hit the hardwood hard. No whistle, no call. And just like that, Smith got up and walked straight into Carrington's space. Cameras caught it. There was jawing, words exchanged. Then the bump. NaLyssa Smith gave a slight shoulder nudge. DJnA didn't back down. She responded, hard. That's when security intervened. Carrington didn't get ejected by the refs. She was removed by arena security. That's how real it got. Reactions on the court. As soon as Carrington was escorted out, both benches were on their feet.
This is not how it's done. This is not how it should be done. Back to her old tricks, WNBA waiting for someone to lose an eye before they do something.
Caitlin Clark appeared stunned. She didn't say a word, just watched it unfold. Meanwhile, Indiana's bench looked ready to explode, while the Sun's coaching staff demanded answers. Alyssa Thomas was livid. Brianna Jones had to be physically restrained from approaching the officials. The Connecticut Sun felt Carrington was being unfairly targeted. But inside Gamebridge Fieldhouse, the Fever's home court, the crowd erupted in cheers. Security removing Carrington was seen as a moment of justice. NaLyssa Smith, however, didn't celebrate. She walked quietly to the bench with a blank expression. And that's when the regret started to show. Why this was personal. Now here's the twist. This wasn't just about a hard foul. NaLyssa Smith and DJnA Carrington go way back. They were teammates at Baylor. They shared blood, sweat, and championships together. They trained together.
Anything you do, security gotta be involved. You couldn't even get in a damn Uber car without police being called. And you!
They celebrated together. They were more than teammates. They were friends. So what happened? Well, insiders say things began to sour after the draft. Smith was selected number 2 overall by the Indiana Fever in 2022. Carrington, drafted a year earlier by the Sun, felt overlooked despite being one of the hardest working players in the league. Rumors circulated that there was tension between the two over media attention, playing styles, and off-court relationships. Fast forward to the season. Both women are in very different situations. Smith is trying to become the long-term star next to Caitlin Clark, while Carrington is fighting for a place on a title-contending roster. Add in the stress, pride, and competitive fire, and things exploded.
Sure to clip my nails before I go to the gym to play ball. You know, and I don't think players should be allowed to have nails of any length playing a contact sport.
Social media reactions. Immediately after the game, social media went crazy. But here's the catch. NaLyssa didn't post anything after the game. No Instagram story. No tweet. Nothing. Carrington, however, broke her silence hours later. She posted a cryptic tweet. Protect your peace even if it means walking away. Was it about Smith? Was it about the league? No one knows for sure, but the WNBA community had plenty to say. What this means for the Fever. For Indiana, this situation is complicated. NaLyssa Smith is a cornerstone of the franchise. She's only in her 3rd year, but she's supposed to be the physical presence next to Caitlin Clark. This incident now puts a spotlight on how she handles pressure and adversity. And here's the thing. The Fever need her composure. With Caitlin Clark drawing double teams and hard fouls every game, Smith's role is to be the steady, reliable forward who can rebound, defend, and lead. But if Smith becomes known for letting her emotions boil over, that hurts the team.
Was the eye poke heard across the world last year? Clearly a non-basketball play, but
sources inside the Fever locker room say head coach Christy Sides was disappointed in the escalation, even though she backed her player. We play with passion, but we stay professional, she reportedly told the team after the game. The league responds. Now here's where things get serious. The WNBA has reportedly launched a quiet investigation into the incident, and not just about the altercation, but why Carrington was removed by security rather than officials. That's rare, extremely rare. Usually, the refs handle ejections and technicals, but security stepping in raises questions about threats, safety, and behavior behind the scenes that fans didn't see. League officials have not announced any suspensions or fines yet, but sources say disciplinary actions are on the table. And if that happens, it could impact the Connecticut Sun season and possibly even NaLyssa Smith's reputation. Caitlin Clark's reaction. What about Caitlin Clark? She was right in the middle of this storm. While Clark didn't get into it during the altercation, post-game interviews revealed her true thoughts. When asked about the fight, she said, "We want to compete hard, but we also want to keep our heads. It's about winning the right way. Short, controlled, but you could feel the underlying tension. Clark is under a microscope every game, and incidents like this bring even more attention. And if Indiana wants to build around her, every player, including Smith, will be held to a higher standard."
Weird. I mean, she's poking people in the eye like Ric Flair on the Von Erichs back in '83. I mean, really, what are we doing? It wasn't even that dangerous for them.
Carrington's role and future. This incident could change DJnA Carrington's path. She's one of the WNBA's most respected defenders and role players, but her reputation for aggressive play may now be under fire. And depending on how the league handles it, Carrington could face suspension or worse, a long-term label that affects her contract future. But here's the thing, many fans love her toughness. Carrington's not a villain to everyone. In fact, a large section of fans, especially those who support gritty, old-school basketball, praise her for standing up. This incident reflects a deeper issue in the WNBA. The league is growing fast. Caitlin Clark has brought millions of new fans, but with that comes growing pains. More scrutiny, more pressure, more clashes of style. Veterans like Carrington and even Alyssa Thomas play one way: physical, aggressive, no-nonsense basketball. But younger stars like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and NaLyssa Smith are leading a new era, built on pace, finesse, and flash. What we're witnessing is a culture clash, the old versus the new, and NaLyssa Smith is right in the middle of it. She's the bridge, and that's why this moment of regret hit so hard. She knows the line between toughness and chaos, and this time, she may have stepped too close to the edge. So what happens next? Will the WNBA issue fines or suspensions? Will Carrington be allowed to speak publicly about her side? Will NaLyssa Smith address the moment or try to move past it silently? One thing is certain, the league is watching. The fans are watching. And the next time these two teams meet, you better believe every eye will be glued to the screen. NaLyssa Smith may have stood her ground, but was it worth it? If you thought this drama was intense, wait until you see what happened when Angel Reese clashed with Caitlin Clark in Chicago. Click the video on screen now to see that explosive story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates.